Robert Mueller, the former FBI director who oversaw the historic investigation into alleged collusion between Donald Trump's 2016 campaign and the Russian government, has died at the age of 81. With deep sadness, we are sharing the news that Bob passed away last night, his family said in a statement released Saturday, their words carrying a quiet weight of loss. His family asks that their privacy be respected, they added, a simple request underscoring the deeply personal grief behind the public announcement. The news of his passing came after it had already been revealed last August that Mueller had been living with Parkinson's disease, a diagnosis he received in 2021. Though he faced the challenges of the illness privately, the revelation added a layer of poignancy to the final chapter of a life defined by public service, discipline, and a reputation for unwavering integrity. For many years, Mueller stood as a rare figure in American public life, someone who commanded respect across the political spectrum. When he was selected to lead the FBI by President George W. Bush, just days before the devastating events of September 11, 2001, his confirmation was swift and unanimous, a reflection of the trust placed in him at a moment of national uncertainty. That trust did not fade with time. A decade later, when his 10-year term was set to expire, President Barack Obama asked him to remain in the role for an additional 2 years, a highly unusual decision that spoke volumes about the confidence in his leadership. In total, Mueller served 12 years as FBI director, making him the longest-serving person in that position since J. Edgar Hoover. Throughout those years, his name became synonymous with discipline, professionalism, and a quiet, almost austere sense of duty. He was not a man known for theatrics or public displays, but rather for methodical work and a steadfast commitment to the institutions he served. That reputation would later become one of the defining reasons he was chosen for one of the most politically-sensitive investigations in modern American history. When Mueller was appointed as special counsel to investigate Russian interference in the 2016 election and potential ties to Trump's campaign, the decision was seen by many as an effort to bring credibility and independence to an inquiry already fraught with political tension. His long-standing image as a nonpartisan figure gave hope to those who believed the investigation could cut through the noise of partisan conflict and arrive at objective truth. Yet as the investigation unfolded over the course of Trump's first presidency, the political climate surrounding it became increasingly polarized. What began as a probe entrusted to a widely respected figure gradually transformed into a flashpoint in an already deeply divided nation. By the time Mueller's work reached its conclusion, perceptions of him had shifted dramatically depending on where one stood politically. The same figure, once broadly admired across party lines, now found his reputation refracted through the lens of partisan belief. The investigation itself produced results that were complex and, in many ways, difficult to distill into simple conclusions. Mueller and his team uncovered numerous contacts between individuals associated with the Trump campaign and representatives of the Russian government. These interactions, some of them at high levels, stood in stark contrast to earlier denials from both sides that any such connections existed. The findings painted a picture of a campaign that, at the very least, operated in an environment where such contacts occurred with notable frequency. At the same time, the investigation documented how Trump and his campaign appeared to welcome the potential advantages offered by Russian interference. According to the findings, there was an expectation within the campaign that information obtained and released through Russian efforts could prove beneficial in the election. This aspect of the report added another layer of complexity, raising questions not only about actions taken, but also about intentions and awareness. Despite these revelations, Mueller ultimately did not establish that the Trump campaign had engaged in a criminal conspiracy with Russia. This conclusion became one of the most heavily scrutinized elements of the entire investigation, with different sides interpreting its significance in sharply contrasting ways. For some, it represented a definitive outcome that cleared the campaign of the most serious allegations. For others, it underscored the limitations of what could be proven under the law, rather than providing a full account of what may have occurred.